So good.
Oh, Lord have mercy. That is good, man.
That's where we're going.
All the way up.
Well, hopefully.
That's the plan, at least. Making our way up after bushwhacking a good ways. And we're headed up here to Peak C. This trail is confusing, but beautiful. And it could hardly be more steep.
Is it the trail or just the LSD?
It's just, yeah, I think it's just the LSD. That's the confusion. What are you gonna do? The only reason we wish to stay sleeping is our dreams are better than our reality. So our life's work is to turn our dreams into reality. So when you wake up and the sun has not yet risen, you want to leap out of bed for the adventure that the day can bring. There's a lot of heaviness that's attached to this life. A lot of people move through downtrodden, feeling grief and burden, and just wanting desperately some moment of respite when they can sit down and relax. But what if we could take joy in the creation, take joy into going deeply into the process? Instead of trying to get your workout done in 5 minutes, take joy in being able to do it for 1 hour. You weren't joking.
More.
Oh, that one took a corner and hit me. Instead of trying to finish your project so quickly so you can finally relax, can't we relax while we're doing our project? Can't we relax in the process of creation? And be like, wow, this is so incredible that I am able to do this. Climbing a mountain. Why do something like that? Me and Trevor, we didn't know how we were going to do this. On the way up, there was questions, are we going to be able to do this? But you get to a certain point and you cannot turn around. And you have to keep moving. You're so exhausted, your feet are tired, the altitude is getting to you. You've been on the trail for 10 hours. But you just keep on moving on. That's life. We know that's life. But we can laugh in those moments. We can laugh of the absurdity and we can revel in the beauty of it. It was such an insane adventure that we had this day because it was really challenging. And there were a lot of times when it was pretty high consequence. Like if you make the mistake, you can easily fall hundreds of feet. And most times when people fall hundreds of feet, they do not survive. So that to me though is what makes an experience like this so enjoyable, because you're really close to death. The veil is thin when you're up there. And when you have that, your body instantly starts to come into unity with your mind, come into pure connection with your mind, and your body and your mind sync up and you move as one. And you say, all right, I know that I can do this. I know that I have to do this. I know that I have to do this to keep moving on. Life it's funny. There's a cosmic wink in almost all that we do. Like the God's God is laughing at us. And when God plays a trick on you, you can laugh at how funny you are, and how funny this life is, and how small you are. And you can go and you can curse out God and you can be like, wow, blast you, whatever. But you think that the highest power, the thing that created the universe, is going to be affected by your derision? I don't feel that way. I want my life to be an adventure. I want my life to be an act of love. I want to be making love to life in every moment. And of course I forget often, but the more I practice that reminding, the easier it becomes. I can look at my pain and I can laugh. And I can say, wow, how did I get to this place? How did I get to this place that I think is so low? And I can be like, well, now I can only go up from here. That's the only way I can go when you reach your lowest point. We have that ability within us to achieve and to create, and that is almost a necessity, I would say. For me, at least, it feels like if I'm not doing something that I feel is creative or something that's adding my own unique spark to the world, my own voice to the world, it's anguish, it's pain to feel that way, to feel small and to feel weak. And I choose to not be in that energy any longer and invite you to do the same. And when it comes, remember that it's temporary. In a short amount of time, hopefully, you'll be back to that joyous, celebratory person that you always have been, cultivating joy. Life is one movement, from birth to death. From the moment we were born, we start one movement, one dance, all the way to our final breath. And if you zoomed out and you could view time somehow in a fourth dimensional way, you could see yourself dancing through time and living all those moments. You could see how you spent your time, and you look back and you say, was this a beautiful dance? Was this a dance that I feel proud of? Am I satisfied with this one chance that I got, barring reincarnation? Am I satisfied with the way that I spent my time, in the way that I loved, in the way that I showed myself and I was vulnerable, and I allowed people to know me, and I allowed people to love me, and I allowed myself to love other people without fear of what that inevitably brings? Because when you love somebody, you're essentially accepting a contract or something like that. You're accepting that one day in the future you will feel grief, because everyone that you love, you lose. Either you lose them or they lose you. Being lost by someone when you die or something like that is just as painful to be on that end, I would imagine. I have not yet experienced it, to my recollection at least. I understand, and I have fear of that too. Fear of that because you're feeling fear of future pain. Because we want to avoid pain. We do everything we can to avoid pain. But as we know, pain stimulates growth. Pain stimulates growth. It builds resilience, it builds strength. If you're lifting weights, pain stimulates growth. And the same is also true in your relational life, in your love life, in everything. Every single time you face pain, you have that opportunity to grow from it, to become stronger from it, if you choose to. We take this life on with such a weight, but it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing. If you can feel and be ready to experience all of it. Because as they say, you know, if there was no pain, if there was no suffering, there would be no beauty and there would be no joy. Right? So, we have this opportunity to share ourselves and to do the things that we love. And I feel as though it's my duty to use my time here to do as much of that as I possibly can.
Been traversing along Ripsaw Ridge. We're nearly at the end now. We got peaks F and G. There's the last two. We're gonna go down the saddle in between them. Oh wow, what a crazy, crazy time. Take you back to look for where we're coming from. It was pretty fucking, it was gnarly. It was legit. Really up in the mountains, baby. I wish you were here with me.
And to share what I love with people I love in every moment that's possible. Be kind and be loving and live without fear.
We were damn near cliffed out, stranded, and we would have had to go up another 300 feet to make our way back around this way. But we prayed to Jesus, and he gifted us with this shelf here.
Look at
And it
this.
saved us.
Beautiful shelf.
Such a beautiful shelf.
The Jesus shelf.
The Jesus shelf, yeah.
That was the longest, hardest down hike I've ever experienced by far. Talus, scree, the whole way. It's like, I mean, had to have been over 2,000 feet of just that. God. Trees. Trees. Come over here. Give me a hug. You little guy, you're a good guy. I want the big guy. Damn. Honestly, there was a moment there where I wasn't sure I was gonna make it. But there's literally no turning back once you're on the traverse. So you just gotta keep going. Isn't it kind of like life? Ain't no going back. No siree. Gotta keep moving forward, one step at a time.
Me too. There's something happening here. Where? Oh, right there.
You can see it.
No. Thank the Lord.
I think that fortune favors the bold. It favors those people who are willing to share themselves fully and who are willing to go out on a limb and live a life that feels meaningful to them. Live a life where they get to spend time with those they love. You have a very, very vague idea of how to sail the winds of life, so to speak, but you don't know what's coming down the line. You do know that there's going to be more pain, and you do know that there's going to be more love, but I want to wait and see. I want to let it happen. I want to see as much as I possibly can, because I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to have the opportunity. I'm grateful that I get this chance to experience this life. And I've already had so many beautiful experiences, and there's so many more to come.